Of you that are asking about investment, do you have something written that shows the details of what you want to do along with some financials?
Yes,
You have that?
yes.
Okay, that's good to have, because really if you don't have that, then most investors won't even talk to you.
I prepared a PowerPoint presentation that with the details on it, but because of the format of the program, I will send it to Brother David, and then he can share it to you as well.
And then my question for Brother DC is, you mentioned shares. So how much are the shares for the credit union, and can we sign up tonight?
Yeah, man, you can sign up right now if you want. You can also become a member on the website, but right here and now we can deal with you. Shares are a 100 CD investment.
Okay.
Once you become a shareholder, you're entitled to, you have access to our investment products also. I failed to mention that earlier. We offer 17% and 23% on our investment products. The 17% is the Black Star Line investment plan, and the 23% is the Black Star Line fixed deposit plan. Thank you.
All right, thanks, President.
Yes, my brother.
With the cooperative, those plans, are there more details on those on the website as well?
Yeah, we have extensive descriptions and details on the website. And if there's any questions or concerns, you can link us and we'll be happy to respond to them.
David, with 30 years that you've been here, I'm very interested in finding out more about, I'm very interested in finding out more about the possibilities and opportunities of farming and from what little I've read, it seems that there is a dearth in terms of finishing products, from getting a product that has grown from its raw state to a finished state. And from what I understand, the majority of, say, cashews or peanuts or any number of, or even fruits, are being exported out to Europe or wherever in order to become finished products and then brought back here at a premium. Is there any way that we could potentially link with you to either support you or even mentor with you in order to get more inroads into any kind of business?
Absolutely, thank you. That's a great question. Agriculture is the key, okay, for the development of Africa. In South Africa, the Europeans are 10% of the population. They control 90% of the land, and they're growing a lot of food. The biggest supermarkets in Africa is coming out of there, and they have farming. In Ghana here, we're starting to catch up. We're moving full speed ahead. We just got a certification for the moringa in Ghana, certified organic moringa. Okay, can you please hold the moringa up for that? For those, no, this is Ghana moringa, grown here in the center of the earth. It's from our farm in the central region. So I strongly recommend that you get a few acres of land in Ghana or in any parts of Africa you choose. Next week we're going to have someone from the Ghana Lands Department. He's retired, but he's a consultant, Mr. Sofu Tankwa. He'll tell you about the ins and outs. You hear a lot about investing in land and some litigation. Don't worry about that. Land is very reasonable here. There was a young man from the U.S. I helped him to get 60 oceanfront property. And if you went to places like, let's say any place in the West to get ocean property, you couldn't get it. But in Ghana, you can buy ocean property. So agriculture is very key. You can build a house outside of Accra. Major cities are very expensive to get land. Where we're sitting now, if you bought one plot of land in this area, it would cost you $100,000 minimum. But if you go 20, 30, 40 minutes, you can get it for $5,000, you see. So we have food growing. That's my love, is to grow food and to grow our people in terms of giving them organic, good food to help them overcome what I call devil's food. So one other thing, that red book, they featured our farm in Ghana's Links So you may want to get a copy of that and read about our farm. Okay, they featured me on our farm there, so I'm really thankful for them to give us a promotion. So please, buy land. I say it one more time. Please, buy land in Ghana. I believe my brother here is getting ready to do it. Let's give him a round of applause. He made that step. Yeah, and also Dr. Saar is going to talk to you about organic farming. So you can see me after and I'll give you more detail. We still have a few minutes. More questions? Yes, my brother. And then we'll, go ahead.
This question is from the brother from the GIPC. First of all, I have an interest in water infrastructure. And so that could be sewage, wastewater treatment, and water purification. I'm an engineer by profession and training. Can you talk to us about opportunities in that sector?
Thank you very much. You mentioned wastewater treatment and water infrastructure.
Water purification.
Water purification. Yes. These are areas open for both Ghanaian and non-Ghanaian businesses. On a small scale, you have people treating water, recycling it for domestic use. So there is a possibility for you to come in and recycle the water, not for consumption, maybe for industrial use or even for agriculture. A friend has a makeshift system. He sort of purifies the water, and all year round his lawn is green. In my house, during the dry season, it's as yellow or brown as can be. So I asked him and he said, oh, this is what he's done in his house. So, and in fact, in terms of sewage, you do have central sewage systems in some areas. Other areas you have individual plants. So he mentioned gated communities. That is where we'll start from, so that if you have this system in place, then you can have a treatment plant where the waste can be treated, and then the recycled water pumped back into the system for other domestic uses other than direct human consumption. And this is something that we at the center will be happy to engage you to help you to realize your dream. There is a Ghana Water Company, and we have the Community Water and Sanitation Agency. These are all state agencies. And we would be happy to introduce you to these two agencies. They are the subject matter experts, so that you can go into a lot more detail, and that they can tell you where this service is needed urgently or is of higher priority. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take 3 more questions. Yes, my sister.
My question is for the Nollywood and Nollywood people.
Great.
So, in my former life, before I became a teacher, I used to work wardrobe on commercials and movies. And I'd like to know, how do you find out about production crews here in Ghana to work? Because you have people that may want to work, but where do you go? Where do you start? So production companies, just single television shows. I know you said that you are the producer. So do you have a production company? Are there other Black-owned production companies? How does a person who is in crew, how do they find out about it? Because I can come work wardrobe, but where would I start?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Actually, we have a team here in Ghana that involves the presidents of Kumawood and Nollywood. So if you really want to join or want to work with us, we can introduce you to them and you take it from there. Thank you. Oh, I can also give you our numbers and reach us on that one too as well. Okay, thank you.
Okay, 2 more questions. Yes, my brother. Go ahead. You stand up. Okay.
Greetings. I'm Russell Pro.
Greetings.
Yeah, from Emerson Kroma. I'm a musician and a Ghanaian also. Actually, Bomani told me he was going to make me perform. That's why, I kept to mute. Yeah, I just want to say something. Africa for the Africans. Africa for the Africans. It's for you and I. Only if we see ourselves as Africans. Not when I ask you where you're from and you say America. Then it means Africa is not for you. Africa is for Africans. Today we went to the Boys Center. And who is the Boys? There's a man who denounces America nationality and came to Africa. He repatriated to Africa. He came to stay. And this someone who Africa is for. Africa is not for the one who has one foot in America and come to Ghana and tell me that he's from America, and he goes back to America and says he's from Ghana. That means Africa is not for you. It's for those who see themselves as Africans, who are willing to come and stay in Africa, like my brother guy said, or the Rasta white. He doesn't want to go back. My big sister there has been coming in and out, and he wants to settle, finally. Today, he patted me at the back. I did some acapella and she was surprised. Hey, I never knew you were good like that. And now she's now thinking of investing in my music. You see? So yeah, if you really wanna, take that slice of Zion which belongs to you, then it's better you see yourself as an African. Because if you don't see yourself as an African, if Africa is falling, you wouldn't hold it. You wouldn't die for it. You see? So please, forget about the pleasures in Babylon and come home. Come and stay. And help build Africa. Africa will be great again. And this is the time. If you don't help an Africa stand, that's where there will be gnashing of teeth. Just as the prophet of old said.
Yes, my question has to do with how would one, I have an interest in a small business in the U.S. and thinking about transporting it to be in Ghana. How would one find out, and the specific area is instructional technology. And we build training courses for corporate entities, for government, hospitals, etc. And what I would want to know is how can I find out the path to know what the infrastructure is here, if the infrastructure can support, is here to support it. And that would include the computer technology, the human resources. How would I find that out?
Okay, we have Ghana Investment Promotion Center here. We have Ghana Chamber of Commerce. So while you're here, we can give you the address, and then they will be able to give you the concrete information that you would need. So they have the different resources. They can direct you to the different agencies that can assist you. We also have legal people that will be here. I didn't mention that, but we have two lawyers that works with us to assist you in terms of making sure that things are smooth. But I believe the Chamber of Commerce, Ghana Expo Promotion will be able to help direct you in the right direction. We do have consultancy. I have a consultancy company. Dr. Sharita knows a lot. So the wealth of information is here to assist you. I'll just say to you in conclusion, if you believe, if you feel that it's something that you want to do, where there's a will, there's a way. And to my brother, I would say to you, we all are Africans, at home and abroad, because let me tell you something. If it wasn't for brothers in Cuba, South Africa would not be free. Okay? You get the documentary. Cuba sent over 50,000 troops with guns, okay? And they blasted apartheid. They went to the negotiation table in Egypt and said, look, I'm ready to talk now, and I'm ready to let Mandela out, and I'm ready to stop oppressing black people in South Africa because of the brothers that live in Cuba and in America also. We fought. So you don't have to be in Africa to be an African and to love Africa. You can love Africa anywhere in the world. The next question. So someone at the end here and then finally there. Yes, my brother. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm talking about a situation where black Africans come into the system and the level of frustration is just too high. A lot of them come over, they want to stay. The level of bureaucratic channel, by the time it is 1 year, the person is tired and he's frustrated.
Right.
He wants to go back.
But that's why we have Ghana Investment Promotion Center here. That's why we have Ghana Expo. They're here to assist. And he said earlier that he wants to make it smoother. So you have to give them a chance. Okay, they're here. And we have this number. We have in the program, we have Ghana Investment Promotion Center. And Brother Esmond is here. He's here. So believe me, I know from working with them over the last few years that they are really concerned about the bureaucracy. And a lot of it comes because of the foreigners, so-called foreigners, not black people. When I say foreigners, I'm talking about Chinese and Europeans that's coming here, taking advantage, and the Ghanaian was complaining. I saw it on the television. Ghanaians was complaining because certain business was reserved for Ghanaians, and you have Lebanese, and you have Chinese, and Indians, and they are taking over certain areas, and the Ghanaians started to fight back. So the government automatically had to what? Raise the price to do something to pacify the Ghanaian public. So a lot of it wasn't so much the Ghanaian, intentionally doing this. So I believe that the Ghana Investment Promotion Center will assist. Dr. Sorry.
Yes, this is a very good opportunity for me to quickly explain something. I've said it to every talk group since we started with Bomani. Look, the African is essentially a moralist and not a legalist. Please bear that in mind. We have all these so-called bureaucracies and structures laid down, but the bottom line is, what is our attitude? I can tell you, you can come here, use the money, register, do all the paperwork. If the people you go to stay with, your attitude is wrong, you can't make it. You can stay in this country irrespective of all the so-called legalities. It's from the government sector, and I'm telling you the truth. If your attitude is okay, and it's because of the good attitude of a lot of our brothers and sisters, that is why the government is trying to look through to see whether some of the thresholds will be brought down. And I can tell you, without coughing, they say a liar coughs. That's an African problem. I can tell you without coughing that the threshold which is being considered to come down for investment is basically because of our own people, like you. But you see, because of international diplomacy, we cannot put it out there in the legal frame that, the Chinese have to pay 200,000, but black from America have to pay 20,000. No. But there will be a way around. There's always a way around. We have very good examples, not to talk about somebody like Dr. Sharita, the amount of sacrifices they have made to come here. Lord, I'm telling you, when you are outside, you can't see who is seeing you. But people are watching, and they are seeing such good examples of our people that have come here to stay and the contributions they are giving. I have heard a lot of comments people make when they see Dr. Sharita on the television, especially GTV. And one of the comments was, it looks like this woman is concerned more about our health than we ourselves. That's a profound statement. Okay, so please, like I always say, the legal dressings are there. But the moral fabric of the African, which is in your DNA, and I don't care wherever you are, whether on the islands, whether in America,
you are still an African.
That's right.
And when you get a copy of my book next week, it's not here now, but you get a copy of my book, Chosen to Heal, you will see that you have been the people who have been chosen to heal the rest who cannot get the message through.
Yes. Last one, but not the least.
Good evening.
Good evening.
This is my first time of coming here. I had this through Mr. David. He's a very good friend of mine. Actually, I was looking for something for my community. I am the chief of my community, my town. We call our traditional area Lipe traditional area, located in the Volta region, precisely where this. I'm sure some of us will be familiar with the Hawkwood. Yes. I was actually trying to empower our people to grow a lot of crops for exports and to feed local market here. So we started with moringa. So I was looking out for markets for them, and finally a friend had to link me up with Mr. David. He told me about this program. And when I came, I was very excited. I'm very happy to, because we had a lot of things down there for people like you to work with. I heard my sister saying about the health sector. You need, probably if you want a place to build a hospital, you can link up with your authorities. You go down there, you see the place. If you like it, we start something. At the same time, we also have tourist attractions over there, Liquid traditional area. We have the caves, which we need to develop more. We have a mountain so tall, like that of Kwewu Mountains, where occasionally we try paragliding, it worked. So we only need people to come and help us so that people also get jobs to do. Currently, we are trying to export moringa, and we are working on that right now. So the farmers, my local people have started farming, and probably they are now earning something from the moringa farm they are farming, because some people to buy it for the local market, thereby solving a lot of problems in my community. Now, when you are made a chief, this time you don't fight wars. This is the kind of war we fight now. Try to get something for our people, to get on with life. This time education is also expensive, a little bit. Thank God our president is bringing this free SHS, where our children will also get an opportunity to attend school and get a better life in the future. But then, we need to get other things going. Some parents through this will get something more to support their children to be what they want them to be. So we have a lot of opportunities over there. If anyone is interested, see the video, see me, and then we'll see how best we can work things out.
Thank you.
That's what I can do.
Thank you. Okay, so we thank everybody. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you. This is not the end, this is the beginning. Okay, this is not the end, this is the beginning. We're going to close out with a prayer with Dr. Asari, and we want to network. We're here. Please support your brothers and sisters that are exhibiting. Get some of that good shirt that I love. Get some nice clothes so you can be, representing your culture. Yes, my sister?
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know I have the colon cleanser.
Yes, and the colon cleanser.
You need to make sure your
Great,
bowels are in.
absolutely. So with that, we'd like for Dr. Asari to close us out at this portion. Thank you for coming, everyone.
To give respect to the Most High, can we just stand up? Choose to close your eyes or breathe in deeply. Call on the Most High, the Creator, who has given us this idea to come together and build for ourselves and our future a bright, beaming, prosperous nation of Africa, which is everywhere in the world. We thank divine intelligence that what we have planned for good has already come to pass. It just needs manifestation. So we'll come with the courage to continue it and let it manifest. We thank him for giving us this bright idea, and bless all the leaders of this great idea, Bomani, Abid, Rita, and all those who have supported this idea in one way or the other. Thank you. God bless. Ashe.
Thank you.